let me start this second part of this meetup, which is more to do with the CoVersity, which is more to do with youth between 14 and 21 and their parents and their families. But everybody is welcome to continue being here. So I don't know how many of you are actually youth other than here. If there are more people who are youth, we can talk about that. So what I'll do is, again, I'll make a small presentation about the concept of CoVersity, and after that we can have a quick discussion, and then we have our Srijani. She will talk about the journey in or the working of CoVersity. There she is. She's all of 16 years, and she's part of both CoVersity team as well as in the team which runs or rather working behind CoVersity. And also she's part of the CoVersity. So we'll hear from her the journey of CoVersity. And yeah, and then we'll have the discussions. So more discussions, actually. So let me quickly share my screen and share the small presentation. So yeah, in the previous hour, I'd mentioned about that we started our journey with the open learning, which is, and that too in a community. Open learning obviously means that we are learning what we want to learn, or what we want to do, rather. We don't even bother about learning. And that is what Aarohi is, a community. In this picture, you see all ages playing together, I guess Coco possibly. But the key point is that all of us operate out of our interests, our passions, and the endless possibilities this world seems to be, offering us. So that's the core concept behind open learning. Now, as children grow older, they reach their teen years, they start thinking about, hey, what are my key interests? What are my passions? Have I discovered them? If I've discovered them, how do I develop and take it as a profession? So that's what CoVersity is all about, is taking your passion or finding your passion and doing work in the real world, as in actually doing client projects, industry projects, internships. So everything becomes contextual to the real world, and doing that and learning by doing that. And obviously building yourself as a professional, but not alone, with a cohort of other youth who are in similar journey. They may not be in the same journey as yours, but similar journey. So one example is Asavri. She's my daughter. She's now, she's now 24. This shows 23, a little old. Okay, and she had many passions, many interests, and out of that, one of the passion that grew in her, as she discovered over 4-5 years, is sustainability, and she converted that into profession by starting a business of sustainable self-care products, which she makes and sells. Her business is called Dhanak Naturals. I'm kind of doing advertising for her business. No, I'm not. She is, so she enjoys doing that. Plus, she still does many, many more things. So that's her journey from passion to profession. And just for people who have joined in now, she has not done any 10, 12, college, nothing. In the eyes of the world, she's an illiterate person, literally. But obviously, she enjoys herself thoroughly doing all kinds of things. Yeah, and she's very literate in that sense. So that's what CoVersity is all about, to discover your passion and grow professionally. We have another friend. His name is Skanda. He's 17 years old. He also had many interests. He still has many interests. But right now, he's growing in the field of physical fitness. So he's a fitness trainer. Last 1.5 years, he's already been earning, just being a physical trainer for a lot of different people. So he has picked up that, and now he's into many things related to fitness, martial arts, and stuff like that. And he's thoroughly enjoying his journey. And he keeps learning. That's the beautiful part. He keeps upgrading himself. In a sense, the whole journey of CoVersity is about I deciding what I want to do, and then doing it for the world, adding value to the world, because that's, we think, is the definition of professional, somebody who adds value to the world. And also keep on reflecting and saying, hey, is this what I want to do, how I want to do? And yeah, one such person is Srijani. You will hear her soon. And she does baking, cooking, and that's her passion, and she decides how she wants to do what she wants to do. She designs her own challenges every day, tougher and tougher challenges, and then she goes ahead doing that. uh, One of the core thing about co-versity is the co part, as in together. So the youth make their own cohort, and there they support each other, facilitate each other, help each other, and obviously chill out with each other. So we call it grill, drill, chill. That's the fun of being together. So that's what the youth do. They get together in their cohort, and that's how they run their own life. They co-create, co-design, co-facilitate, co-imagine their things. And in that sense, they need very little from outside, because they are able to, within their group, create a lot of stuff. Um, just like how Drupad, who is 18 years, who's totally into football, but he gets a lot of support from his other buddies who are doing different things, including Skanda, who helps him with the physical fitness and so on. So there are different people supporting his journey, as well as he supports other people's journey. Um, Also, in CoVersity, as I was talking about, the idea is to work to learn, not learn to work, but work to learn. The more work I do, which is the real work, the more projects, client projects, and internships and stuff like that I do, the more I learn. So I'm kind of learning on the go based on what the work is requiring. And one such person is Srijini. She's 18 years. She's doing designing, and she has already been
Shreya.
doing, sorry, Shreya. Okay,
Yeah.
I get mixed up with Shreya and Srijini all the time. So Shreya, who is into designing and who is already has done multiple projects for client, has earned out of it. But more importantly, if you ask her, she will not talk about earning. She'll more talk about how she learned because she took up these projects, how even the clients became her mentors because they told her about her in their industries and so on, and their perspectives, and that's how she's continuously learning. So she's designer in making, already designer, but learning more and more, because she's doing a lot of live stuff for people. And finally, you have apart from buddies being the big support group, you find your own mentors, you find guides in the community, as well as your parents become guides, not just for yourself, but for all the other people in the CoVersity. So CoVersity is a lot about togetherness. And here is Krishiv, one of the CoVersity members. He goes to any professional and say, will you be my mentor? And he has a long list of mentors now for them. And everybody says yes to him. So he's famous for collecting mentors, right, and learning from them. He's into graphic designing, mostly illustration and animation. That's his passion. So the whole idea is to put together your work in your passion and create a portfolio, because that helps you become work certified, as in you show the world that this is my work, and the work makes you get either a job or a profession, or maybe get business or get clients and so on. So this is one such. So most of the CoVersity members, they end up making websites as their portfolio. This is a portfolio of Shrishti. She is into writing, and she has all her written stuff out there. And yeah, that's how the CoVersity members become work certified, not degree certified, but work certified. Yeah. So let me end this small presentation by saying, so the whole journey is actually not so much about the domain, but it's about developing ourselves. We become so strong that no matter which field we choose in the near future or later on in our life, we can just crack it, because we have built our own strength. So each youth is working on developing himself and herself, and yes, in the domain also, whichever they are choosing. Yeah. So let me kind of pause here and see if there are any questions on what I have shared. If you have questions about how CoVersity works, that Srijini will share in another 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we can have questions on specifically what part I've shared, the whole concept of CoVersity. Any thoughts, any questions? Yeah.
So Ratnesh, the kids who are doing that web designing.
Sorry, I think two people are speaking. You can go one by one, please.
Yeah, let me mute.
Yeah, please go ahead. Oh, everybody got muted. Okay. Okay, so I guess somebody can unmute and speak, no problem.
Yeah, so Ratnesh, the child who was doing the graphic designing and the UI UFX or the designer, so are they also homeschooler, or they are they have done some courses and they are doing it?
No, they're all open learners. And this is what they're doing. They're learning by doing the work. They're learning on the go. If Figma is, so just to give you an example, they wanted to participate in a contest, and the contest required them to learn Figma. They learned it in some 6-7 days flat. They invested themselves fully into it so that they can participate. That's another thing what happened in the contest. Not that they won anything, but that's not important. The participating in that contest, which was a professional contest, it was not a learning contest. It was where professionals were participating. So that's the whole idea.
Wow, that's good. Because I know that there are parents who are spending huge amount of money for the same courses,
Yeah. And
and
they
still
do
their
take,
parents are not, the kids are not happy with the learnings.
yeah. And the CoVersity people also take up courses in a specific area if they feel they need a course or need to attend a workshop or
Yeah,
need to acquire some skills from somebody. That's okay. They take that. They have all the freedom to mix and match how they want to grow in their
yeah,
field.
that courses must be of short duration and the
Sure.
specific subjects,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? It will not be a 4-year degree course, a
No,
five
no,
years degree course, and then spending your life there.
no. It's a, yeah, it's a short duration, 1 week, 1 month, those kind of things. Yeah.
That's interesting. Very nice.
Somebody else also wanted to ask something. Uday, you want to ask something? We can hear some sound, but not your voice, Uday. Okay, while Uday figures out his mic, others, somebody else was also speaking. Please go ahead and ask or share anything related to what we have been talking about in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, Ratnesh, Rajesh here.
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah, so initial days when they have something called Gurukul. In Gurukul days, they supposed to send their kids till 12, 14 years, but they only taught them values. So by any chance, is this the right approach? That's what like we are deriving from this university.
Okay, I'm not too sure I totally got your question. Are you saying that children need to be taught values? Is
Yeah,
that?
No,
because
what
Yeah, go ahead, please. Clarify,
yeah,
please.
right. So my days they are supposed to values only, and they select their life. So with
Rajesh, your voice is a little
unlearning,
breaking for me. I don't know for others. If it is clear, please help me. I'm not able to get the full thought. Maybe if others are
no, what I understood from Rajesh is like what he was asking, that we had a Gurukul system in earlier days, and there it was a value-based system. So till 14 years, they were sent out and they were taught different values and practically. So will the is that approach was correct? And
correct.
if it is correct, then how can we do it in today's scenario or situation? This
Right,
is what I
absolutely.
understood. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, okay. If you want my
Right,
view, so okay, it's called value-based system, but I don't know. That depends on how you define what is a value. To me, what is of value is what I value. Right? Do I value this or do I value that? I'll give you a very cute example. I don't know why I call it cute. When I joined my college, I went to hostel. There was a ragging period of 1 year. And not 1 year, sorry. In the first year, 2 months ragging period was there. And after the 2 months of ragging period, there was a freshers party. And which means the seniors gave freshers a party. And in my college, there was in the hostel, the seniors brought in booze for the party, right? And suddenly, out of this batch of, I had a big batch of 300. Okay, I saw almost 90% of us hitting the bottle, right? That too, when they had never drank before, and I'm sure they must have been told by their parents X number of times that this is not something that you should consume. And I don't think any parent was saying, go to college and start consuming alcohol. What it made me realize is that all those prescriptions, if I may call that do this, don't do this, this is good, this is bad, went out of the window in one shot. Because at that moment, all my batchmates valued something else. They valued what was being served as an environment, and it was like the in thing, and seniors are giving it, and so on and so forth. So the way we look at, you can call it values or whatever you can call it, is that finally I as an individual need to construct my set of values of what I think is important to me, how I want to live my life, what I think is good or bad. And that is where, especially when it comes to older children, actually all children, we more invest in what we call as reflection, as thinking about, hey, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, why is this something good, while what is not good for me, and so on. And in the whole journey of learning or growing, I develop my own set of values. Now, so what we are trying to say is that it is not a non-value based system, just that the values are not prescribed by somebody that beta have these 12 values in your life. Rather, I am living my life and using my life to understand myself, which is also an important part of Cohortsity. If you see on the little map on the screen, there's a section called self-development. And I think Srijini will also a little more talk about it, that how Cohortsity is not just about growing professionally, but also growing as an individual, understanding how I want to look at life, what I value more, what I don't value more. So I'm not directly answering your question, but I'm just saying I would let each individual lead their own journey of what they understand as valuable to them. It may not match with the Gurukul system. I wasn't there when the Gurukul system was there. I cannot say by what people talk about if it was like that, or whom all it was for. Maybe it was just the elite kings, prince and all that used to go there. So I really don't know much about it, and I can't really comment on that system. But what I can say is, in today's world, each individual needs to create his own both internal portfolio as well as external portfolio. And it's a lifelong journey. It's not like you are done with by the age of 20 with your values of life. I'm sure every year, every moment that you live, you're still thinking, rethinking what is valuable to you and what is not. And even at my age, I don't know what I'm. That's. So yeah, that's not really a response to your question, but that's how I look at values. And or more importantly, I look at youth creating their own understanding of themselves and the world around them. And that being a daily process, not like a chapter of, whatever. Okay, so Rajesh, if you have a follow-up thought or a question, you can share that. And otherwise, if anybody else has any other thought or question of till now what we discussed? Or maybe it's time I can let Srijani take us through the journey of CoVersity, and then we can have more discussion. I think she's also looking bored. What Ratnesh is only talking. Okay,
Yes.
Srijani, you take over. You want me to change the slides, or you will put on the slides?
No, you go. You can share the screen.
I only take it. Okay, go ahead, Srijani. But you have to
Okay.
introduce yourself also before you start.
Yes. So, okay. Hello. I am Srijani and I'm 16 years old and I live in Andhra Pradesh. And yes, that's about me. I have lot of hobbies. I mean, lot of interests. Like I explore, like for about a year or 2 years ago, I started my open learning journey and I kind of explored a lot of stuff. Of course, even before I was doing a lot of stuff. And during the open learning period, I did it very intensively that I went on and explored different styles and different interests of mine, like cooking, dancing, painting, and much more. Of course, I had lots of fun and also learned a lot, like kind of did different stuff. But slowly, after when I started getting into my 16, the teenage, and uh, also that thought in my head. 1 second, sorry. That pressure started building in my head. I don't know, like some with the societal pressure, and also for myself, I kept on kind of thinking I want to take one interest forward. Like obviously, I can't take all of them at the same time. So I thought I should go ahead and take one interest and kind of deeply, kind of intensively work on it to get into an expert level, I would say. So that's when I felt cooking was my passion. Like I really enjoyed cooking and baking so much. It made me feel so happy. So I thought, why not give this baking a kind of give it a shot? Like I want to try explore it, like deep dive into it and see what happens. So that's when I did that. So it's so that's when I wanted to join CoVersity. So its initial stage, I was not sure of what my interest was, but still the CoVersity was there. I know that I can go in any kind of domain and deep dive for at least 6 months and then reflect back if I really want to continue this or I want to change my domain and maybe do something else. Like I explore as long as I feel like it and then shift or continue with that. It's like I have that flexibility in my hand. So during this time, we do a lot of work. Like this helps us understand ourselves better and also get that confidence that we can deep dive into any interests of ours. So generally the cycle goes on like this. First, we start off with one interest, anyone we can choose from, and deep dive into it for complete 6 months. Like we immersely dedicate ourselves into that 6 months and do a lot of internships, maybe some projects and different stuff like that. And we do that. And after 6 months, we come and sit and reflect how we want to do next 6 months. Like if we want to continue the same domain, like which in my case is baking, I feel after 6 months, if I still want to continue in baking or maybe explore filmmaking, I don't know. So it's like that. So I decide if I want to change the domain or if I feel the same domain is going good, I go ahead. So during this 6 months, as I said, we do a lot of intensive work. Like in start, we Ritesh, can you change slide? Yes, thank you. So we start off on campus, which is near Bangalore, in Aarohi. We go there and we sit together as a cohort, like as a group of people, of individuals. We start planning what we want to do according to our aspirations and dreams that we have in our particular domain. Like if I want to kind of expertise in particular, maybe like cake baking or something, like one thing, I kind of plan how I want to do for the next few weeks and decide and do it. And after a few weeks, I go off campus and start doing it in the industry. Like I go out to the industry and work there to understand what works, like where I can fit in or something like that. Maybe in that industry, I might do an apprenticeship or internship. I don't know. I just go connect with the industry for a few weeks. And then again, I come back off on campus and we together sit again as a cohort and reflect on what we have learned and also reflect on if we want to still continue this domain or maybe shift. So during this, we also equally give importance to ourselves, where we constantly work on ourselves too. So in this whole process, we kind of aim and end up being an entrepreneur, a job, a create passive, or it's up to us. Like any skill, or sorry, any interest can be developed into anything. So it depends on what I want to do. Like maybe I don't know if I'll end up being an entrepreneur or maybe get a job or something. So the 6-month cycles goes on and on and on until and forever I feel I reached my expertise level. So yeah, like the Cohortsity will be always at my back during that time. So the minimum requirement is 1 year, but you go on and on until you feel like it. And during this process of stuff, I gather a lot of skills, of course, like work skills and self skills. Like work skills, which are work certified. We all open learners are work certified from what we do. Like we constantly keep building our portfolio, which will help us in showing what we did. And also we get networking, the IR skills and industrial intelligence and much more, of course, like very few are listed here. And as I included the self stuff too, like we work on ourselves, we constantly evolve ourselves and co-create our journey. We'll be interdependent, living skills, we build relationships with the normal people and also the industry people. So it go hand in hand. Yeah. And one thing I really love about Cohortsity is the support of the cohort members that happens in the campus or anywhere. So it's like we come together and do it as a group. That's where the much fun comes. Like they support us emotionally, physically, and also giving us feedback, mentoring us, and in every which way. So they're always around us, and that makes me feel very happy and nice about Cohortsity. Thank you. I can't wait to, like next June, we are actually officially starting Cohortsity. So I can't wait to start my journey in Cohortsity and see what happens in that. Yeah, how I'll end up. Let's see. Even I'm very excited.
Thank you, Srijani. So yeah, now you got the idea of kind of a brief sketch of how a journey goes and how Cohortsity operates. So more questions, more thoughts. I can also open up a breakout room. So what we also do is we open a room where the youth can go into that room. So I know there are few of you who are between 14 to 21 in this call. So if you are there, I will open a room now and you all can go into one room and discuss, share, and connect. Srijani is there to answer your question. Aparna is also part of Cohortsity. She's 14. She can answer also some of the questions because she's part of the Cohortsity team. So let me do that. Let me open the breakout room for some time, and the parents can stay in this room and we can share our thoughts and questions with each other. So that way we can have a okay. So while I open the breakout room, still if somebody wants to ask or share something, please go ahead. Just give me a minute while I. So meanwhile,
I have a question to Srijani. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. You were too much confident with. So being a from the corporate side, I can see how you are presenting and your skills and all that things, and really admire that at such a younger age you have acquired a confidence, and whatever you were speaking, it was totally based on your experience learning and not the mugging up the things, and this is what really gives you the upper hand on. Okay, I just wanted to know, have you done the homeschooling throughout the career? Means you have not gone to school?
No, I have actually been to school till my 9th grade. So after that, I came to Aarohi, and I left my school.
Wow. And what make you to decide that you don't want to continue the schooling and go for it? Does your parents encourage you, or it was you who have taken it?
One thing is that I saw my sister being in the same I have been seeing my sister being in the same open learning. Like she's part of CoVersity for almost 1 year. So I have been seeing her doing it, and she also been open learning before also. So she was like, I saw what is happening as an open learner. So I felt there is more exciting and challenging for me to take up anything. It's filled with fun and challenges. So I thought, why not give it a try?
Wonderful. All the best, dear.
Thank you.
Right. So I'm holding opening of the room. If people have questions specifically for Srijini, and even Aparna is there. So if you have questions for them, anything you want to know from them before they go on to the breakout room, then you will have to manage with me and Preeti and Prana. Okay, or I think we can open and they can spend some time and they can come back and then you can interact them more. So let me open the room. So the room is called as 14 to 21. So only people who are in that age group, please go there. And yeah, all the others, we can stay here and we can chit chat.
Okay.
Right. So I'm assuming everybody else is a parent. I'm assuming if you are 14 to 21, please go to that room. I'm sure you will connect with each other much better than connect with us. And yeah, the people here, we can continue our discussion. You can ask questions. Normally on Saturdays, we also get more people to interact with, but somehow last Saturday, 2 Saturdays, we have not been able to get a guest, but next Saturday onwards, again, we'll continue that series. People have been busy doing different things. That's another thing with these CoVersity guys, or these young professionals, they tend to get very busy. So anyways, that's for the next week. Right now, we are here to chit chat with you if you have thoughts or questions. Yeah.
Yeah, Ritesh, can I ask you a question?
Please.
How far is this place from Bangalore? I'm not really familiar with your campus because I live in Dubai.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 60
I'm
kilometers. It's about 60 kilometers, but it falls under Tamil Nadu. It's in
it's actually in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, it falls under Tamil Nadu. Yeah, it's near
So
the industrial town of Hosur, about 20 kilometers from Hosur.
So the best way to travel is from Bangalore airport, right?
Yes, yes. Airport-wise, nearest is Bangalore. Yes.
And I believe there's a boot camp in June. I missed the previous one. My wife was part of that. So this boot camp is for a week.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, boot camp is a 1-week camp for youth to come and experience what CoVersity would be like.
All right.
Before you commit. So it's like a trailer to the full movie. So you come here for a week. It's for the youth, and you intensely get involved in doing stuff with the other buddies with you, and you do that for a week, about 5 days, and that tells you okay. And also you get to see how the whole you get kind of get a sense of what kind of people are around me, and also get to sense the campus and stuff like that.
How many kids are there? Typically, how many kids do you have in boot camps?
Around anything between 5 to 10.
5 to 10. All right. Oh, that's a small group.
Yeah.
And a parent can come and live in the campus.
Yes, if you want to, but you will not be part of CoVersity.
Oh, of course not.
Part of open learning.
And of course not, but yeah.
Yes. And you will do a lot of other exciting things which you would like to do, because we are all open learners.
Yeah.
So what are the dates, Ratnesh?
12th to 16th. Yeah, 12 June. It starts. That's the Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also put up the links which can help you.
You share it on WhatsApp group, na?
Yeah, it's shared also on the WhatsApp group. I will anyway just put the links just in case somebody wants to quickly copy that. Right. So More questions.
So what exactly happens in a boot camp? And is there any workshops, or they will learn by themselves?
No learning, no workshop. They will do stuff, right? It's all about doing. Open learning is all about action. Okay. So they will do stuff. Typically, they take up one outside challenge where they have to do something for the world. So they go out and execute their project in 5 days flat. They also take up some self-challenge. They do something together, take a group doing. Yeah, that's primarily what happens. These are the 3-4 components. They also do some amount of self-exploration. We call it self-visioning exercises. Some of them are conducted, some of them they co-create among themselves. By conducted, I mean somebody from the community brings in some perspective. Let's say they could be working on emotions or their belief systems or something like that. So that also happens. Yeah, that's pretty much what 5 days, full action packed, no time to breathe.
So are there mentors who will be watching them, or they will be guiding them?
No, no need. That's the idea, that the buddies only help each other, support each other. The guides are available, but we are more like available if somebody wants to connect with us for something. Usually our role is more to take their pictures and take their videos.
Administrative role.
Not even administrative, because it's just so much fun to watch them. So we go with the excuse, "Arey video lena hai" types.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, the whole idea of CoVersity is not mentor driven. Okay, it is cohortsity driven, as in the cohort, the group drives it. Where they need mentor, they will find a mentor. In the actual CoVersity journey, the idea is to find your mentors based on what you are looking for. So you may find people, you may find books, you may find videos, you may find a lot of people say YouTube is my mentor because anything I need, the YouTube can guide me through. So, mentors are of all kinds, and depending on what one individual is looking for, they can find different mentors in different ways, right? So we don't have one definition of mentor, and each individual will kind of find it. The role of the guide then becomes, if somebody is struggling somewhere, is wanting some support, some help, that's where the guides come in, and we expect at least one parent to be the guide, not just for your child, but for all the CoVersity members, so that all the members get all the parents as guides, and that becomes a beautiful equation. And then we guide them where they need some help. So typically they knock the door and say, "I need help with this." And then we see, okay, what guidance we need to give to them.
So you don't have a formal, okay.
Sorry?
You don't have a formal structure for this, do you?
Oh, we have a very formal structure. The only thing is the formal structure is created by the group.
All right. So what happens after the boot camp?
Creates a formal structure, but they do it very formally. They make their roadmaps. They present it to the guides. They obviously co-create it. And then they have a detailed follow-up basis tracking of their own. They determine the criteria on which they want to evaluate self, or evaluate which skills they want to evaluate, what kind of work they want to evaluate, and they do it on a regular basis. So the structure is very much there. It's fairly formal, just that it's devised and co-created by them rather than us feeding them a system. Again, people can give us, we as guides, as in parents, and we from the community, we can give them feedback, but that's a feedback, and then it's up to them to see what they want to incorporate or not.
And they can pursue any interest they want to pursue. You're not limited in the
absolutely
the range of,
any interest.
You're not limited.
Yes. That's the whole idea.
Because I was talking to my daughter, and she wants to become a tattoo artist. You might. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if she wants to become a tattoo artist, she can become a tattoo artist, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great.
So Ratnesh, I was just thinking that what about, hello?
Yeah. We can hear you. We can hear you.
So if these kids are not going to the conventional 10th, 11th college, then in case if they want to do the research like PhD or some thesis and all that science, they want to explore to the space science, or they wanted to go to the NASA or some ISRO or DRDO. So how they will approach them, because there are certain criteria to achieve, get that place or do that research.
So there are few professions or few specific ones which require a certain certification, right? You cannot fly an aeroplane, become a pilot
Yes.
without actually going through a pilot training and get certified, right? So if they have those kind of aspiration, they will get that kind of certification if that is required as part of their whatever profession they choose. Yeah, so it will really depend on what profession they will choose. They will go ahead and figure out how do they do that. But again, just to give you an example, when we think about space, we only think about certification and things like that. But I know we have a friend who's unfortunately no more. But what he did, he dropped out of 12th. He did not do any formal learning after 12th. And he went on, he liked designing, so he went on to become a scientific designer, not the graphic kind of designer, but scientific designer. And he was what, about 44 when he passed away recently. But till now he was working with ISRO on their not ISRO, HAL on their helicopter design, specific components of their helicopters. Now he is not even finished his 12th, and he's designing components for HAL for helicopters. Right? Apart from, he himself had his own factory, which his wife is running now, for designing. He also designed kids carriers and a lot of stuff for kids, because he was a hands-on guy, so he would design a lot of different things. So he created a factory also, he and his wife. Right? So I'm just giving you an example of somebody who has who has lived his life as a designer with no formal qualification, but yet doing work in the industry.
Because generally when you apply for any job, then minimum criteria is graduation, then sometimes they require science graduate, sometimes they require this, and it's so much of years of experience. So when your mind is stuck with that, then you don't think that, how will they will get it?
No, I don't think companies are now a lot of companies are now starting to ask for skills, not certificates, especially in the developed markets now. They don't really care about
India, even in India.
Yeah.
That's why we talk about
what skills do you have.
Yeah.
And if you want a certificate, you can still go for an NIIS, which is my daughter is doing. Yeah. If she wants to go to college in the future, you can just get a certificate from NIIS, which is valid. In India, outside India.
Even to go to college, sometimes you can get away without having a formal degree, if you can show to that college that I have done work in this field.
Yeah, if it is fine arts, digital arts, yeah, of course, you can just show them the portfolio, your degrees, your marks don't really matter. You can get to the decent arts college, not an issue. But if it's a professional course, I don't think, you would need a degree or certificate.
Again, not necessary. Not necessary. It is very, very specific of which industry you want to go.
All right. Yeah.
It is not generalized that any professional course would necessarily require. But again, why would one want to go when one can do work? And I know of a child, his name is Nihar. He's now 17, and he has been earning for the last 3 years. He's into programming, coding, and he's already working with 3 different companies across the world, consulting them. He's the one who has designed the app for Bangalore buses. The official app of the Bangalore bus system is designed by him. And so he's been earning for the last 3 years in a technology field without having any. The last he went was for 6th standard. Okay, after that he has been an open learner. So I'm saying, that's his interest. So he wants to get into all of this automation and stuff like that. And now he's working again with the government to make cycling paths for cyclists, because he's a cyclist and he wants to create this automated cycling lanes where 2-wheelers don't come in, and if they come in, they will be fined. So he has created those automation systems and he's testing them out right now. So people can do amazing things. And even government is ready to give their projects to non-certified people. I wanted to bring that example. So it's not like that, we have to only be having a stamp and only then things happen. I think work speaks for itself. Finally, people want to give work to people who can do it and who can do it to your liking. I think that's the whole idea.
So Ritesh, what happens after the boot camp? Can you just...
So boot camp is just a trailer. Boot camp is just a trailer.
And what happens after that?
If you want to join CoVersity, you join CoVersity.
CoVersity. All right.
It's like the trailer to the movie. If you like the trailer, please watch the movie.
Okay, so should you join immediately, or is there a gap? You can come back later, join any time of the year.
Okay, so
How does it work?
CoVersity joining is every 6 months. As
Every 6 months.
Virginie was sharing, we work on 6 months cycle. So either you join in June, July, or you join in January.
All right.
Yeah.
So once you do the boot camp, you should join ideally in June or July.
Yeah.
Ratnesh, can you please share more on it? What is it all about? Means, what is it? You join Cohorts and then what you do in it? Means, that is okay. Boot camp, I understood it. But in Cohorts, what they will do? Means what the kids are doing? I'm not.
They are doing what they like doing. Exactly. So what? Okay. I'll again explain to you.
So what is there a process or formalities?
Yeah. So see, the CoVersity is the main journey where you take up one interest and you work on that one interest for a minimum duration of 6 months. Whatever. Let's say somebody says tattoo artist, that tattooing is my interest. So that, like Jeevan's daughter. So she will work for 6 months on that interest. Okay. She will do projects or clients or business or however she wants to do it. Okay. She will plan it. She will execute it for 6 months. After 6 months, we'll all sit together and she will review her journey and will say, okay, am I going good? Do I want to continue this? If you continue, you just continue for the next 6 months, right? But if you don't want to continue, you want to say, okay, I've done 6 months of this. I'm feeling I want to try something else. Maybe I want to try filmmaking. Maybe I want to try coding. Maybe I want to try robotics. Maybe I want to try, I don't know, swimming. I don't know what she would like to try. And then she will deep dive for another 6 months into that field, whichever she has chosen, or she can continue in tattooing. So we are working in chunks of 6 months. The idea of 6 months is that that's a good enough time for me to deeply explore something, to know that is this something I want to carry forward or not. Okay. And as you start discovering what you really like doing, you keep doing that till you reach a stage. So that could happen in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whenever you are ready, that you say, I'm already a professional now. I don't need CoVersity. Bye-bye, CoVersity. I'm on my professional journey. So that's how it works. So the exit from CoVersity is whenever you think you are ready to exit and you are ready as a profession. So we don't know, it will be each individual's duration will be different, but we say minimum 1 year you join the CoVersity, which means you at least experience 2 cycles, because that is also a duration where you work on yourself, because you are doing real work, actual client projects, you are doing internships. All of those things is not just about profession, it's about growing yourself as an individual. So that's why we say a year is minimum, maximum is up to you.
So she has to remain in the campus for 6 months continuously?
No. If you remember, Srijini showed a cycle. It requires to be at campus for about 8 to 10 weeks, and then internship. Internship can be in your hometown or anywhere actually. And then again, so it's a cycle which contains at campus, at home, or any other city, and then again at campus. When they are at campus, they are all together. So that's when the cohort really helps. When they are at internship, they're still connected with each other, but they could be in different cities. Aparna, should I close the breakout room or they're still discussing?
No, we want you to close the breakout room.
Okay, you can anyway come out of the close.
No, we have to leave the meeting and come to the rejoin the meeting. So
okay. I think I'll change the setting next time. Okay, so everybody's back. Yep, we still have a few more minutes. If anybody has a question or a thought to share. Even people who were in the breakout room, if you want to ask a question. Yeah.
Okay. Does this happen every week? Did you say it happens every? Do you have a meetup every Saturday?
And Thursday. So we have two for CoVersity. We have two meetups, Thursday and Saturday. For open learning, we have meetup only on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, right.
The link remains the same. On Thursday, it's at 7. On Saturday, it's at 6 in the evening.
On that note, I'm also leaving the links, the few important links, like the website link, the WhatsApp group link, and also the meeting links, so you guys can check.
Right, and that reminds me, I'm also opening a small poll. Just to do spend a minute responding to the poll. Just a couple of questions in the poll, that's all.
Ratnesh, before you open that, should we share about bootcamp?
Yeah, briefly we talked about, but you can please share. Please go ahead and share.
So basically, bootcamp is a week-long experience you get, where you get to experience being in CoVersity, like what it is like actually being in CoVersity. So it's like a small part of it, like where you get to experience how it works and all for 1 week at campus. So the next bootcamp is happening at June. So yeah, interested can check the website and follow.
Yeah, or get in touch with us on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yes.
It starts on 12th of June, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
12th. For a week. For a week.
My parents
Yeah,
me off.
Okay, so yeah, the poll is also there. I hope you can quickly respond to the poll. As I said, it's just a couple of questions. And yeah, we are still around for 5 more minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask. Obviously, you can ask after also. And if you still have, not just questions, any thought, anything, and yeah, we can try and share our thoughts with you.
Is there a deadline to register for this, to express interest, or just we can let you know anytime?
For the bootcamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, since it's June, you still have some time. You still have the whole of May to respond to that. Yeah, so you can take up your time. Yeah, but obviously you will need to do it by maybe by end of May.
End of May, yeah, so that you, all right.
Ratnesh, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Actually, I missed last session. I just joined at 6 o'clock. So I have no question about CoVersity. I want to know that कि जैसे आपने अपनी बेटी का शेयर किया that she is in the open schooling from starting and you people are coming from formal education कि आपने अपना college experience and you shared all that things.
Yeah.
So what is the thought of you putting your children in the open schooling? First question. Second is आपको कभी ये डर लगा कि प्रोफेशनल लेवल पे इंडस्ट्री विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट देम एज अ प्रोफेशनल, और व्हाट इज द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट? क्योंकि ओपन स्कूलिंग सुनने में अच्छा लगता है बट कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है, कैसे स्टार्ट करना है, इट इज अ कंफ्यूजिंग.
Okay. So I'll try and answer your question. So actually our journey, while we started working with, when I say we, me and my wife Aditi, we started working. Actually, working is not the right word. Let's say being with children. Way back 1999, we opened a center. We started being with children, and as we were with children, we realized that hey, and we had no qualification in education, child psychology, nothing. Again, I am the most ill-qualified person talking here, right? In that sense, right? So we knew nothing about children, nothing about learning, nothing about education. So we said we will learn from children. What do they want? And to our surprise, they didn't want us to teach them or bring activities for them or anything like that. They just wanted us to be around and they will do what they want to do. And they were like so amazingly doing things, right? So we very quickly realized that, hey, this is so amazing, right? The kids don't really need us. What they need is a space which believes in them. It believes in their innate ability. Okay. Meanwhile, while that was happening, our daughter was born, and we also put her in a school initially, thinking that okay, school jayegi like everybody else, and she actually went till 4th standard. Okay, but at 4th standard, she got a report card, and she was A+ in everything. Now that was a bad news, isn't it? A terrible news. Okay, at least for us, it was a terrible news. I said, what is happening? How can somebody be at A+ in everything? That means something is wrong somewhere. Where is the failure? Where is the struggle? Where is the challenge? Nothing is there. Only A+ are there, right? So she was like the teacher's pet. And we said, no, this isn't happening. This is not good news. This is terrible news. We need to pull her out of the school, not because the school is wrong or right, but because we don't want her to be A+. We want her to struggle. We want her to take up challenges where she fails, where she tries, where she does all kinds of things. So we pulled her out of the school. And because we were also working with children in general, we thought that's a good time to start. So 1 year we worked with her at home. So she was at home, kind of unschooling, homeschooling, whatever you want to call it, but not doing anything related to studies. She took up her own challenges at that time. She was about 9 at that time. And after 1 year, some of our friends and people whom we got to know, they started saying, why don't we all get together? So we thought, okay, let's start this community called Aarohi. So that's how Aarohi started in 2008. Yeah, by the time she was 9 years old. And that's it. Then there's no looking back from there. And when you ask me that, hey, so again, I'm saying, to me, it's the courage does not come from this world. The world will keep changing. Needs, structures, jobs, profiles will keep changing. The courage comes from these children. When I see them, how they work, how committed, dedicated to their own life, learning they are. And one such example is there in front of you. She's Aparna, not smiling right now smiling. She is 14 years, and we have been with each other for last almost 1.5, 2 years. I'm not remembering how much, whatever time, 2 years. And if you look at her, you get the courage, not in the world, but in her. You say, wow, she can do anything, literally. Yeah, not because she's a magician, because these people believe in themselves. And then whatever they want to do, they just go ahead and do that. Not trying to please anybody, not for the world, but for themselves. Right. So just for an example, at our Aarohi campus, she's the kitchen manager, which means she takes care of the whole kitchen, menu planning, everything of the whole running for the community. And again, to me, the important part is not that she is able to take care, that I have no doubt, but the kind of commitment she brings to her work. Okay, she scolds everybody if her commitment is not met, including me. I'm so famous for getting at least one scolding from her every day. So I'm just trying to tell you that the courage comes from these guys because they are so amazing. It's not about the world. When I look at any of them, not just my daughter, all these lovely, amazing kids that I've worked with, all of them have shown continuously to me or given me the answer that, okay, I don't need to worry about them. I said, what? Forget me worrying about them. They should be worried about me. What is this old man up to? Right? So that's the beauty of of these guys. It's not about some system, it's not about what the world is going to offer, it's about them. And it's anyways about them because it's their life, isn't it? They are leading it, they are wanting it that way, they are deciding what they want to do, and so on and so forth. And yes, I must say they are lucky to have parents who are supporting them in this journey, not like asking them, that, oh, why aren't you doing what others are doing? Rather, okay, what you are doing and how you are doing that. And that's amazing. So I'm also in a way connecting with Aparna's parents and all the other children's parents who have been around and so on. And you already met Srijani. It's the same story with Srijani and so many others, it's they who bring the whole thing. I don't know if I covered all your questions, but that's a brief journey from where we are coming from. And if you come over, if you stay at our campus, I don't need to talk to you. You can see for yourself. You will know for yourself. There is no, at campus, if you ask to come and ask me anything about open learning, I'll say, come in Saturday meetup. I'm not talking to you because you have these kids around you who can show you what they are. And that's the best part. So that's why even the boot camp is there for them to realize, wow, I can do that. Last boot camp, there was this one girl who came, name was Bhavna. She has been in conventional school and she's now, I think, 15 or 16. And she came, and after 1 week, she said, wow, I can do it. And she says, uncle, can I just go back and continue doing what she's into music. And she created a complete song on her own in 4 days, right? So to compose a song, including the writing the song, the beat, the tune, and she sang it and recorded the whole thing. I said, wow, 4 days. And she said, can I just go back home and continue doing this all my life? I said, that's your choice. So that's the kind of things, we are constantly seeing. Not necessarily that she has to become a professional, not necessarily that she has to become a famous singer. That's not the point. She may do this for 2 years and change her field, or she may continue doing music all her life. That's really her journey, right? Our idea is not to make people either happy or successful or great or awesome. They are already happy, successful, great, and awesome at this age. Right? Now they just need to live their life the way they want to. Sorry, I've been talking too much today. So let me pause here.
That is awesome. It gives me goosebumps. So Ratnesh, how many students are there overall in India?
Families, you have to ask how many families. So we are, in the community, about 35, 40 families are there who are part of the community. Not just in India, we have few families even in Dubai. So so the families are all connected in different ways, and they travel to the campus depending on their needs. So it's not like a fixed thing. Each family decides how, when, where.
So
we can talk. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. So this boot camp will be after 6 months as well. You said there are two in a year, two
for
camps
CoVersity, yes. For CoVersity, there are 2 specific points at which you can join in, which is June and as in July and January. For regular open learning, there is no point. You can join any time of the year. Boot camps will keep happening. But yeah, the idea is for only for CoVersity it is specific, because then that the group comes together and then they plan together, they create their own roadmaps and all. Then if somebody comes in between, it kind of disrupts their plan. So that's why for CoVersity we have kept it like that. Because they are very focused in their professional journey. For the younger ones who are more exploring their different interests, it's very open. Any family, like your 10-year-old can join, or you can join the community at any point of time. But only for CoVersity, it is specific.
Ritesh, you said there are a couple of families in Dubai, and we can talk to them to gauge their experience.
Sure. Drop me a line on the WhatsApp. I will connect you with the families. Absolutely. Yeah. That's the whole idea. The community is like that, very open to interact and connect with different families. Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Oh, we have shot. Oh, I didn't look at the watch and we overshot the time. That's okay. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. Srijini is reminding me. She's saying you also asked if the industry would welcome you. Was that part of the question? Yeah. Meaning, yeah, I think industry is more than ready to welcome people who can do quality work. I consider the definition of professional somebody who can add value, and who wouldn't want people can add value. I can give you another example. My daughter, she wanted to do a specific course on sustainability because her passion is sustainability, which is offered by Azim Premji University, and their minimum criteria was graduation. And my girl hasn't even done 10th, right? But she applied for it. She attached her whole long big portfolio and all the work that she has done and all the research she has done on her own, all the everything, and they accepted her. So she did the course. It was, I think, a 3-month or 4-month long course with Azim Premji University. So they gave, so an Indian university gave her entry based purely on her work, and all the other batchmates of her for those 3-4 months were all graduates or postgraduates. So I think things are changing, companies are changing, people are more looking at what you bring to the table rather than some certificate. In fact, these kids are more, I would say, world ready, work ready, and so on, right? So yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. Okay, so let me pause here. Again, there are interviews of these children, including Asavris, Shrias, Kandas. They are all there on the website. I will post the link again in the WhatsApp group. You can hear, and we keep calling more such youths who have been part of Aarohi, and even not part of Aarohi, but who have done such journeys, so that you can connect with them and see how they're, which again, each individual does their journey differently. So we'll keep doing that every Saturday and keep telling you so you can keep interacting with more people. Yep. So let's pause now. Thank you very much for hearing us out and being with us. Yeah, we'll stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your valuable time and inputs. Thank you, Ratnesh.
Thank you. Goodbye.